Hi, my name's Marie Barron and I'm studying my Level 5 Leadership and Management, and I currently work as a Commissioning and Transformation Officer at Wigginborough CCG, and I started my apprenticeship journey about 5 years ago. So I decided to do my apprenticeship a little bit later than most. So after finishing high school I got okay grades. I went to college, I resat a few exams and I studied health and social care, and then I applied to university because that's the pathway, that's what everybody does, that's what everybody talks about doing. But before I even applied, I knew that it wasn't really what I wanted to do, that I kind of had enough of the classroom setting and I wanted to work. After about 4 months at university, I decided that it wasn't for me, it wasn't what I wanted, and I wanted to earn some money. But I kind of assumed that when I left uni that any ideas of a long-term successful career were going to kind of finish there. So leaving uni, I floated around jobs for a little bit, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I did a lot of different jobs and I worked as a healthcare assistant for a long time, which I absolutely loved, but it wasn't what I wanted to do forever. When I was about 24, 25, I came across the advert for the Business and Admin Level 2 at the CCG, and I kind of figured my chances were slim because I was 25, so I figured I was too old and I didn't really have any experience in terms of business and admin. I was really excited about the prospect of the apprenticeship though, so I did a lot of research on generic searches on what business and admin were, and more information about what the role would entail before I applied for it. The application process was directly with the NHS, so you can't just send across your CV, you have to fill in quite a detailed list of questions to apply for it. Following submitting the application, there was then a phone interview. The phone interview was a lot of questions again, and like example scenarios on how would you manage this situation, and can you tell me when you've done something similar to another situation. And once I'd finished the phone interview, I was then invited into the final stage, which is a face-to-face interview. So the day of the interview comes and I'm like super nervous. I was at the centre of a panel of about 6 people who wanted to know why I would be a good fit for the role. The interview went well and I got the position, but it was a lot harder of a process than I expected it to be, because in college we talk about apprenticeship seems to be the easier alternatives to going to uni, and I found it was really, really difficult. So my first day with the CCG was a little bit intimidating, because I was surrounded by lots of professional looking people in their suits, and I felt really out of my depth because, in all honesty, up until that point I'd been completely winging my life. But I met my colleagues and the trainer from the college, and we went over the units of learning that I'd be doing, and how the organisation would support me in achieving these units. The first week, there was loads of reading to do to understand like the NHS's vision and objectives and how my role would support in delivering it. My apprenticeship was based with the commissioning team, so it was all about, a large amount of my role was coordinating meetings, minuting the meetings, and then generally supporting them. But it was quite because the team was so busy, there was really intense like turnaround times and deadlines, so it was quite busy. But then about 9 months into my apprenticeship, I managed to secure a full-time position as a personal assistant to the director, and then I moved on to my current role, which is Commissioning and Transformation Senior Officer in Mental Health and Learning Disabilities. So my role and my responsibilities from when I first started, have completely evolved and changed. With my I started providing administration support, and now I work on transforming services. For the learning aspect of the apprenticeship, I had, along with my line manager, we selected several modules that would fit in with what the team needed of me to learn about. So my college assessor would visit me about once a month to provide guidance and support, but overall it's completely independent learning. It's nothing like school or college where you sit in a classroom and people talk at you. It's up to you to go out and learn what you need to learn and document and feedback how you have done so. So I'm about 5 years down the line now, and I'm doing my level 5 in leadership and management now, and I'm employed full time. So it can be quite difficult to balance and manage work and study. Your employer does allow you to have one day work day to work on your training, but in my current role that's not really always suitable because of the demand of my job. So I do tend to find that you have to do quite a lot of your learning in the evenings and weekends. You do have to put in the work to get an apprenticeship. For my level 2, my beginning apprenticeship, your work is assessed by like a combination of like written examples, observations, feedback from line manager and teams. But whenever you submit written work, it's monitored and graded almost as you go along, so that you can be given a guidance on how you can improve. You can gain quite a lot from apprenticeships. I've personally learned how I cope under pressure, what areas I'm good at, where I can still develop. I've developed skills in managing my workload, utilising Excel and other Microsoft software. I've learned how to delegate work and become more assertive in times where it's needed. My apprenticeships prepared me well for my career by exposing me to so many areas and giving me a well-rounded, clear expectation and understanding of the role and organisation that I'm getting myself into. Within the next 5 years, I plan to have finished my level 5 and be working in a higher position and leading more in change and development of services. However, the good thing about the apprenticeship and where I'm currently based is, from where I currently am, there's several avenues I can take. So if I'm not sure that this is what I want to continue doing within 2 years' time, there's other avenues I can go, just because of what I've picked up and learnt through my apprenticeship and the pathway it's taken me on. So my advice to anybody considering doing an apprenticeship is just do it. It's brilliant. They provide you with so much practical tools on how you do the job, as well as studying and learning. And again, because I was a little bit older when I started my apprenticeship, anybody considering doing it who's that little bit older, just do it. It's never too late to get onto a new potential career pathway. Thank you.